Quite often we go to the supermarket and we tend to pick out this cut of meat or that cut of meat and take that home and cook it. When it comes to poultry, I find it very important and more economical to use the whole bird and take it and cut it apart and repackage it according to the parts, if that's the way we'd like to use it. Often in our house we cook chicken on Sunday, and it's just been a tradition, and my family knows that they're going to have chicken on Sunday, and I will cook a whole bird on Sunday, or a whole chicken on Sunday. Today I want to take you through the proper techniques of cutting poultry, and I find quite often people don't know how to cut up a whole chicken, and therefore they don't bother purchasing it in the supermarket. But when you purchase a whole chicken, you're saving yourself a lot of money, because it's cheaper per pound to purchase chicken as in the whole piece, rather than going and buying just chicken breast or just chicken thighs or just chicken legs. So today I'm going to take you through that process of it. This particular bird that I have is a farm-grown bird, and we might call this bird a utility grade bird. As you can see, I didn't notice this when I took it out last night, but it is missing one wing. So this would be graded as a utility grade bird just simply because it only has one wing. So when I take you through removing the wing, we'll only have one shot at it, at learning how to do it. So I often like to remove the drumstick and the thigh first, and if you look at this carefully, you'll see that the bird is quite flexible, and there's a lot of loose skin in between here, and that's where we go first. So if my cameraman, my son, would come in a little bit closer and have a look so we can get this first cut. And I'm just cutting through the skin, okay? And I'll do that on the other side as well, just removing, or not removing anything, just cutting through the skin. And I'm always cutting away from myself, if you notice, with the knife. Okay, so we've got the skin cut, and if we take these two legs, we can actually hear a popping sound in the back as I pop the bone from the thigh right out of the bird, of the backbone. And I'm using the weight of the chicken and leaving it fall, and I've got the thigh and the drumstick attached. That's one section. We'll do the other one as well. Need to cut down just a little further here. And we'll pop out that bone. You can see where the bone is. And I'm removing that. Now I like to take off the skin, and I do that right away as soon as I have that section cut apart. And I will remove any obvious fat right from the bird as well. So. As you can see, I'm using the weight of the piece of meat as leverage to cut that fat away. Okay. And we'll do the other one right away as well. This is actually quite a large bird that we have here. Okay. So I've got two pieces there, the thigh and the drumsticks attached. Okay, the next section I like to cut off is the wing. Now, in here, if you pull this hard enough, you can kind of feel where the joint is there. I like to cut that skin and then just pop it right out. I heard it pop. I don't know if you can on the camera. And there, I removed the wing. Okay. Now this tip of the wing really isn't much good for anything other than stock. But quite often if I'm breading this chicken in some flour and eggs and crumbs, I will wrap the wing like that, and it makes a nice uniform piece. But if I'm cooking this in another kind of a recipe, maybe a stew or something, I would remove that wing tip off of there. And what we're looking for is that joint, to cut between the joint, okay? And if you want to make wing drummies, then there's one more joint in here we would cut, but I'm going to leave that for today. Okay, so this is garbage. Okay, so because this is a farm bird, most birds that you purchase in the grocery store would not have the neck attached, but this one does have the neck attached, and we'll talk about this backbone through here in a few minutes. But because this is a farm bird, the neck is attached. Most grocery store birds, that neck would be cut off and probably stuck inside the cavity of the chicken. Okay, so we're left with, we call it this last section of the bird with the wings off and the drumsticks and thighs removed, the crown. Okay, so I want to separate the breast section from the backbone section. So I'm just cutting through skin through there, okay? And now I'm going to make a cut along both sides here, removing the breast section from the backbone, okay? So you are cutting some bone here, but it's usually not too difficult to cut. Okay. And a lot of times you can just break that right off. Now there's kind of a little stub here, and this is part of the wing, I guess, that was left intact from when it was butchered, and I'm just going to remove that section. And we can cook this little section up too. It's part of the little wing drummy, or drumstick, whatever you want to call it. Okay.